Hey folks, welcome back to Road Hard Restorations. Today I am going to be reskinning the door for this Chevelle. It's not here. Alright, it has been a minute since I have done a skin on a door shell. Last time I worked in the body shop was well over 10-12 years ago, so it's been at least that long since I've done a skin. Honestly, I've never done a classic car one. So most of the new ones, they different gauge of steel. They have a lot of, adhesives and foam and all sorts of stuff. So it's a little different, but the same. So a lot of these doors for classic cars are built very similar. You have the flange all the way around, folded over, and then spot welded ever so often. You'll have either weld or brazing, like this one is here, but it pretty much just goes all the way around, just folds right over. And then you want to look at it, where else is it attached? This piece right here that comes in is actually a lot bigger than what came on the reproduction part. So we'll have to figure out how that's gonna play out. On this end of the door, there's one spot weld here, and there's two spot welds here. So I'll just grind those out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take my grinder and grind off this outer edge. That'll effectively split the two pieces, and then I'll come back and remove this little strip. So here you can see it's splitting. That's what you want. You want to stop as soon as it starts to split right here, like you see right here. And I'm just going to keep going all the way down and then up both sides. And then I'll deal with the spot welds on top. Making my way across here, and just wanted to stop and mention that I'm just using a flap wheel on a grinder here. If you have a regular black stone on there, that'll work just as well. Or even a roll-lock on a drill, honestly, would get the job done. This is a 50 on air. I don't know what you can call this thing, a little mini grinder. This is a relatively low speed, but if you have one of these attachments on your drill, that'll work just as well. So use whatever you got. So I got in there with my mini belt sander, made the metal pretty thin, and then I was able to just kind of cut through it with my body chisel. All right, so I should be able to flip this over. I think we'll be able to lift this up or just pull it right off of there. So here's what we have to work with on the inside. Actually looks pretty darn good. He's got a bunch of surface rust, but nothing's rusted through on the bottom. So as far as getting the inside cleaned up, a couple things a guy can do is just kind of hit it the best you can with a wire wheel, get all the big heavy stuff off, and then just give a good coating of port 15. You can use some kind of a rust converter, like I hear people say OSFO. I've never used it personally, but there's also stuff like rust mort or straight vinegar or some concoction like that, or even a vapor rust would work good, I think. So, but in my case, since I have a laser, I'm going to go ahead and use that and get this door the rest of the way cleaned up. So first things first, before I clean the inside, I want to get all of this leftover door skin off of here. You can see it's got spot welds, and I'm going to kind of keep count of how many are across the bottom, how many are across the back, and how many are across the front, and kind of get an idea for their spacing. So that way I can mark it on the new door skin, so I can punch my holes, and after I fold it over, I can go ahead and weld it up. Now that I got the inside of the shell all epoxy primed, now it's time to go ahead and do some test fitting. So while I was test fitting the panel, I went ahead and marked where my holes are going to be. So I have this Whitney punch here. It's basically like a kind of like a paper hole puncher, but for metal. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch a hole. Does a really nice job. Nice clean hole without distorting the metal or anything. And there we go. I got my holes punched. So the plan was originally to punch holes along the flange here, but honestly these flanges are actually really small. What I'm going to do is after I get it folded over, I'm just going to put a couple short little beads on the edges to hold it in place. It won't look factory, but like I said, I don't have the equipment that the manufacturer has to weld these on. And over here, there's nothing else other than this guy right here, so I'll have to maybe put a hole right in here. So I went ahead and sprayed the edges, and anywhere I'm going to be doing any welding, sprayed it with some weld-through primer. Now, I would normally recommend getting the kind that is a brush in a can. You don't have to mask anything off, and if this stuff sits any length of time in the can, it really gums up the hose and gets clogged over time. So fortunately, I was able to get this to work again because it's almost a full can and this stuff ain't cheap. Went ahead and cleaned off the E-coat around the holes and just kind of sprayed it with some weld-through primer. Now, one of the things you guys want to do before you take the old skin off is actually get your measurements, so that way you know what the distance is here, because this is actually adjustable when you're welding on the new panel. I measured it before I took the other one off, but I did not realize that right in here it actually tapers. So it gets narrower right where the vent window goes. So I'm going to go check the other door and get the measurement off the other door, make sure, because I don't remember where I measured this, if I measured it up here in the middle or in the back. I think I measured it in the middle. It makes most sense to do that, but it does taper. So you want to double check your measurements before you cut the door off so you don't run into the problem that I just had. Got the door turned upside down. I went ahead and put a couple Tack screws in here, self-tappers, to kind of hold it in place right where I want it. And I went ahead and I forgot to start the camera, but went ahead and started folding this over with a hammer. Now I'm not using a dolly on the other side because I don't want to put any big dents in on the bottom side, but just the act of rolling this over is actually causing a little bit of distortion. Now this thing right here is just really light. It's just barely holding the panel up too. But I am getting a little bit of distortion just from the metal just being folded over. It's just going to pull funny. So hopefully once I get this all pinched down, pinched over, folded over, whatever you want to call it, hopefully a lot of that won't be there. But I'll still run a block over it, a hard block, and see, if I have any ripples. If so, I can put just a skim coat on the bottom of filler just to kind of smooth it out. But I don't foresee anything major on the front. Started folding this over. I don't see anything on the front edge here. And so I think we're good to go to keep moving forward. One of the reasons you don't want to put a heavy, strong clamp on here, like I said, these are barely on here just to keep it from flopping around. Basically just holding it together. You don't want to put that really tight because clamp it, you're going to smush it and put a dent in the outer panel where you're smushing it up against here. Because this right here might not be the exact same contour. Probably going to do a time lapse here. I'm just going to keep hammering away. This muscle right here is going to get really sore. As I'm hammering on this lip right here, I'm holding this underneath so that way the whole panel is not shaking, kind of gives it some stability, and keeps this from bouncing away from the door shell itself. And also my palm is less likely to leave a dent that the dolly can do. So it's a lot softer, and it's not hurting my hand at all. So no problem, no worries doing that. All right, getting really close. Almost ready to drive her home. Still see it's sticking up quite a bit there. Around the corner here is getting kind of tough. I may have to use the dolly on the back side of this to get this little area right here. The rest of it's going in pretty good. Got my 4 plug welds done. Now I gotta see if I can get my torch in there to zap that in there. Got the door shell all done, and I got some tack welds or spot welds, whatever you want to call them, around the perimeter here. Kind of ground them down. Got my plug welds in here done. Also went ahead and scuffed everything here with the red Scotch-Brite. So the door is pretty much, for the most part, done, ready to go. So the outside of the panel, I knocked off all of the E-coat with some 180. There is a little bit of waviness along the bottom. Not too bad, but I'm just going to do a skim coat of filler on there and block it smooth. That should take care of that. But otherwise, you know, normal process from here up. Just go back to that last video, and you'll see my process to get this thing ready for paint. You know, you got the epoxy, filler, 2K surfacer, or unless you're using like a feather filler or something, then after that's blocked, then a 2K. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.